One of the things that I have wanted to do at Living the Good Life Naturally is create an environment that people thrive in that are a part of Team Good Life. And I've got a totally new setup and I do not know where to look. Anyway, so we'll get it figured out. New things, right? This year, oh gosh, I can't even, the words aren't coming. So once a quarter, everyone on team gets to pick a book that I buy for them. And we're going to set it up and have it on the blog that you can see the books that we're all reading. I always think it's fun to see what other people are reading. And oh, I've got a couple people on. I'm on a completely new system with new everything, and it was so hard to set up. I almost didn't do it. Oh, wait, comments. Oh, Beth, can you help me? Like, I don't even know where to look with this new thing. So anyway, do I have to look right here? I can't see anything. Anyway, okay, I'm going to forget about that. Beth, if you have any tips though, like if it looks like I'm looking at where I shouldn't, I want to, so it looks like I'm looking right at you, but I've got to ask the guy who helped me set this up. Anyway, this is books. This was such a too long of a start. So these are the books that everybody picked. In the beginning, oh, where is the right place? Gosh darn it. It's such a lag between the two of us. You have to start somewhere though, right? With new equipment. And this will be look up to up here. Do I need to look up there? Oh, okay. Oh, to my right. Okay. So up this way. Is that it right there, Beth? Right at that. So if I'm looking right here, does it look? Okay, correct. Yes. Oh, thank you, Beth. Okay, let's get on to the books. When because people move on from being Team Good Life, and my goal is that when they do, they've improved themselves, they have more skills to be on the next part of their journey. This year, I opted that we are doing like a little book club in a really odd kind of way. Everybody picked their own book. I was going to have them give some thoughts and like name them, but some of these books are really personal. This one, I'm just going to show you the books that the entire team picked. Now, the people who did Audible, that just wanted an Audible subscription added so that they could download their book, I don't have those. So there are more that will be coming later. Some of these books, I'm like, oh, I need to sit down and read these before I hand them out to them. Some of them I've never even heard of. And then you tell me, oh, in fact, let's play a fun game. You tell me what book you think is mine, and then I don't know, we might share something with you like Magnesium. So that might be fun. Tell me your favorite book while we start. Okay, this one I had never heard of. It is called A Heart So Fierce and Broken. It's a New York Times best-selling series, and it looks like this is part of a series. And yeah, so tell me, has anybody read, there. Has anybody read this one? Any recommendations on this one? You loved it? Yeah, I don't even know. Keep it a secret. Oh, it looks like it's kind of a fantasy. Okay. Oh, it is. This is a fantasy book. I don't read a lot of fantasy. Does anyone read a lot of fantasy? Maybe I should hop in and read this one. So there's one book. Here's another one. It's a revised edition. It's called Rejected, Shamed, and Blamed, Help and Hope for Adults that Act as the Family Scapegoat. Okay, this is interesting. Did you know the role you played in your family determined your magnesium burn rate now. Huh, I think that's fascinating. Rejected, shamed, and blamed. Okay, next one. Okay, this one is about performance, master novelist. Looks like there's lots of passion and intrigue on this one. Joyce Carol Oates, Because It Is Bitter and Because It Is My Heart, was one of the books. Okay. I have never read this one, and I see her books everywhere. Colleen, I believe is how you say it, Hoover. Has any where is that? I have to there. Oh, I've got some. It blurred my background with this new webcam, and I've got to figure out how to unblur it because now, oh, maybe if I put it right there, it'll show up. So, Colleen Hoover, has anyone read any of her books? I never have, and I see a lot of people talking about them. I love the fact, and I just love this, that some people chose books to read with their kids. Oh, and this one is called Pig the Slob, New York Times bestselling author, and it's about this pug. And if you're like our family and you love dogs, and it just looks so fun, and the illustrations are just spectacular. I want to read that one before it goes out. I love children's books. Okay, this one has, I'd never heard of it before. It has such beautiful illustrations. It's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. And it's an English author. I guess there's even a film adaptation of it, but I want you to see the beautiful, beautiful illustrations. And I looked it up a little. Oops, let's see. Oh gosh, you guys, I will get this technology figured out with this new webcam. It's supposed to do amazing things, but right now I haven't learned it. This has such beautiful illustrations that I might order it and then see if this would be a good one for my grandkids. Look how you open it up. I guess the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse are all different parts, and like the angry part of yourself, and it puts light on all the parts of who you are, like the happy part, the angry part, the sad part, the joyful part. Anyway, this one just looks so interesting to me. And there's quite a few in the series. And it's just a beautiful book. Beautiful book. Okay. Oh, we'll put this one over here. Okay. Here's another one that was chosen. It's Treasure Bookmaking. So a creative book, it's got lots of like using up supplies, it looks like, around you, and making books, repurposing journals, wallets, all sorts of things. Envelope. It's got this little envelope book. Oh, a gift bag junk journal. Wow. So it's got all these different things that you can do. Repurposing old books, handbags, tissue boxes. So pretty much an upcycling book, it looks like to me. This one is another New York Times bestseller, and it's a love story, Archer's Voice. And one of the top 100 romance novels on Goodreads. I don't read a lot of romance novels either. I realize I need to broaden my genre of book reading because this one says a gorgeous tale of survival and the healing power of love. So, interesting, it's on the 100 Goodreads. This one has to be the one my husband chose. I will be asking him if I'm correct, because It's a permaculture book. Oh, wait, there. Does that show it? It is a permaculture book. And if you've ever heard me talk about my husband, or if you've ever used our magnesium muscle cream, the reason the magnesium muscle cream is so amazing, partly the magnesium, and the other part is the high oleic acid content of the permaculture mission olive oil that we use in that cream. And I'm, I, and he, anyway, I'm positive this was my husband's. Maybe it was somebody else's. There might be other gardeners, but I really, really think that that was my husband's. Here's another one. It's a new system of revealing the DNA of your true nature, human design, discover the person you were meant to be. Let's see, I think that covered, I think it did. It covered every single one of them. So now, which book do you think is the one that I picked? Any thoughts? We have A Heart So Fierce and Broken. We have Because It Is Bitter, Because It Is My Heart. We have Rejected, Shamed, and Blamed. We have Too Late by Colleen Hoover. This has got to be my husband's. Think Like an Ecosystem. Oh, guys, I will figure out this new webcam. Thank you for your patience. Think Like an Ecosystem, Love Story, Archer's Voice, Treasure, Bookmaking. If anyone knows anything about this series, tell me. The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. I'm thinking this might be a really great one for grandchildren of mine. Pig the Slob, about a pug, cute little pug, and Human Design. Which one do you think is mine? The one on birth order, Magnesium. Oh, so actually, let me provide clarity on the birth order one. Let me pull. This one is not on birth order. It's the patterns that you play in your family. Birth order plays a role in those patterns. And the pattern that you played in your family absolutely can dictate how high your magnesium burn rate is. And this one is not mine. This is not one that I chose. I had never heard of it. It does look very interesting to me, though, but I had never heard of it. Okay. Oh, The Mountain Is You on Audible. I've never heard of that one either. You might need to cover your face to only just as the book and not your face when showing. Oh, go like this. Oh, got you. I do not know what. I'm going to conquer all of this new technology. So maybe that shows it better right there. I will conquer it. I have to admit, I had my magnesium levels draining out of me there for a minute because I've been wanting to go live and just couldn't even figure out how to connect all of the new things. Okay. Books. Doing things that calm you down, that help you just relax. For some people, it might not be books. They might stress you out. If you're not a reader, maybe several on team did Audible because they're Audible listeners. They don't sit and read. I do both. I do Audible, I do Kindle, and I do the real book. I prefer the real book. I have to admit, though, I love my Kindle. I've got a Paperwhite, and it is just so easy to read on. And I love having so many books accessible in such a small little space. There is nothing to me that replaces the smell. That's the first thing I did when I opened the box. The smell of a book. I'm weird and I love the smell and feeling the paper. I think that's why I love this one so much, is because the paper was just beautiful. And the opening book cover, it just is absolutely beautiful. And the illustrations, so much care, and a super high quality book. I will be reading that one and maybe determining if it's a good one for grandkids. It's hard to find books that they haven't read. Most of my grandkids have really stepped into that love of reading. Not all of them have yet. I have a couple that I can't keep up with how fast they read and what they're reading and if they would love this book. And I'll get really excited and think it was a new book and find out they read it 3 months ago. I'm going to check on that one and see. Human design, birth order, and magnesium. Okay. Oh, let me tell you which one. So this one's mine. The bookmaking. I have a granddaughter that loves junk. And she has helped me tap into just collecting things throughout the day and then putting it in my journal and writing about it. So, for example, a piece of straw, when you go to a restaurant and the straw cover, and I'll pop that in my journal and talk about what happened that day, a napkin, a handout that you got, just little things throughout your day. And we call it junk journaling. That's not my phrase. Other people do it very creatively, but it's been such a fun way to connect with my grandkids. And I have a little camera printer, and so we'll take a picture of ourselves together, and then I put that in my journal with anything that we picked up, a leaf. I had one that wanted me to put rocks in my journal, and I had to explain Grandma couldn't get the rocks in. But so this one is mine. I wanted to get more creative and get better on my binding. I want to do more book binding than what I'm doing currently. Right now, I use a glue, and it makes like a Post-it note kind of thing. You can rip the page off, and they love that. But I do want to get into a little bit more binding in my books. Anyway, I love books. I will be putting all of these on the blog. And then at the end of the quarter, so we're doing this 4 times a year, every quarter. And at the end of the quarter, team will just give one thought about the book and if they liked it or not. And then we'll just start this ongoing books that you can go look at and see what team is reading. It created incredible joy. Hold on. Incredible joy for me to plan this, and my language is gifts, my love language, and sharing books with team and hearing what they were interested in. So it was just a fun thing that we could do to really make sure that the space that we're creating here in the company is one that people feel seen and nurtured, and they don't feel like they just come to work and it's just work, but that there's a reciprocal back and forth, and that they feel like they're growing as a person. Oh, okay, Beth, that is so kind of you to say that I am so creative. I do not. Oh, I don't feel like I am. I feel like I'm one of those I want to be creative kind of things. And I have really grown, though, in that when I do things now that are like the little junk journaling or my watercolor or those types of mediums, I've stopped trying to make it presentable for other people to see and just get caught up in the love of creating and learning about the colors and the mixing and the techniques. And I have gotten so much better at that. And it was interesting. Once I pushed through that block, my watercolor flowers, that's what I'm really focused on, is watercolor flowers right now. And my roses are much better. And I think part of it is I just tapped into a little bit more of that creativity because I wasn't trying to make it perfect so that I could show someone and they'd be like, oh, I'm just doing it for the love of creating, not to present and be an artist, but for the pure love of creating something. But books are amazing. They can take us to different places. Beth, thank you so much for your interaction. And for those of you that have not been here before, I'm learning new camera things right now. And it was a little bit jumpy, but sometimes on new things, just like with magnesium, if you don't know a lot about it, you just have to jump in and start and figure it out. And Beth, I really appreciate the back and forth that you've shared with me today, because it's so hard to just get on without that interaction. If you have a favorite book that you have read or are reading, or a book that is on your list that you want to read, I would absolutely love to know what it is. Books for me are a place of joy and learning and centering myself and grounding. They're a very important part of my life. And it was fun to ask team what book they wanted and see how excited they got about doing this throughout the year. And we will get these up on the blog with team's thoughts toward the end of this corner. So it was nice seeing you today. Bye. Oh, Beth, wait, I want to read that. Oh, I think of how you dress and organize. Oh, that is very kind of you. Thank you. I'm just about to throw up on my personal Instagram, coloring in creativity. I realized I'm sharing thrift finds with people who don't get excited about thrift finds. And I thought, I just need somewhere that I can go that I can be so excited about what I found or what I put together. And so I shared how I find things so quickly and easily while I'm out thrifting. And I didn't realize I was doing that until my husband asked me a couple questions. And then I realized, oh, it's my system that's helping me with that. So very kind of you to say. I think all of us have different ways that we're creative. I grew up in a home that sewing was the main way that women were creating and creative. And I'm not a seamstress. I've bought expensive machines and taken classes, and it's just not where my ability lies. And I'm sure that I could pay the price. I don't enjoy it and love it. And so for a long time, I thought I had absolutely no creativity because I didn't sew. I have sisters and my mom that are just amazing seamstresses. And it took a long time for me to tap into my own creativity and to realize I am creative. It's just in very different ways than I see other people being creative. So thank you very much, Beth, for saying those things and helping me really own my creativity. It takes creativity to create better health. You have to create the space, the time, the energy, the money, the thought. All of those things go into creating health. And when we play a pattern anywhere, we play a pattern everywhere. And so getting that creativity going can help you create more effectively your health. And the two, in my opinion, go hand in hand. And over the 20 years that I've been advocating for magnesium, those women who are tapped into their creativity and create the space and the time to do it for themselves have a lower magnesium burn rate. I find that incredibly fascinating, that when we're tapped into those things that we love, how it lowers our cortisol levels. And to me, reading is one of those things that I love. And so I was really excited to share it with Team Good Life, and we'll get that blog updated, and it'll be fun in a couple months to find out what Team Good Life thought of the books that they purchased. See ya.